If you or someone you know is at risk for opioid overdose, naloxone could save their life. Keep it on you and at home. For more information about naloxone, visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, in day 3 of the trial of a non-fatal shooting in Delta County, the man who was shot takes the stand. Plus, Michigan lawmakers are looking at the possibility of limiting phone use in schools. We'll hear about their reasonings from the state capitol. And President Trump lays out his goals to reduce government spending in his speech to Congress last night. We'll have the latest from Washington, D.C. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
We have some blizzard warnings that continue in effect for the Marquette area east through midnight 1 in the morning, but the gusty winds will continue for the balance of tonight, even as the snow tends to die down after midnight. And we're looking at additional 3 to 5 inches on top of what's already fallen. And then mostly cloudy, still cold as we head on into tomorrow morning. We'll have more details on this continued winter storm. It's coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you very much. In Delta County, the trial continues for Jacob Cronick, who's being charged with shooting his former father-in-law, Eric Perota. Following 2 days of witness testimony, Perota took the stand himself today. He was primarily asked about the moments just before the shooting, starting with him knocking Cronick's phone from his hands, Cronick pinning him to a car, and the moment the group of men fighting separated and when he first saw the gun.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I thought I was posturing. I have a gun, I'm going to wave it around, I'm going to scare you guys, and that worked. I was scared. I mean, if I thought I was going to get shot, I'd be running like hell.
A responding officer testified that while he initially believed the shooting may have been in self-defense, he changed his mind after seeing the video footage. The trial continues tomorrow, and we'll keep you updated as it develops. Your students' access to their cell phone might be impacted next school year. State representatives have introduced a bill that would restrict student cell phone use at school. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more from one UP lawmaker who says the priority needs to be student mental health.
More students than ever have access to a personal cell phone and their own social media accounts, and lawmakers are looking to put limits on when students have access.
You know, you see groups of students with everybody at their face in a cell phone instead of interacting with each other.
State Representative Greg Markkinen has represented the northernmost part of Michigan for 7 years, but he's also a retired school teacher. He says while he would support restricting cell phones in classrooms, his first priority is student mental health.
We're seeing teen suicide, cyberbullying, things that really affect academic achievement, and I'm very concerned about it.
On top of worsening student mental health, Michigan is now 41st in the nation when it comes to education.
That's troubling when we used to be a leader in education across the state. So I want to get us back there, and I know my colleagues do as well.
Markkinen says banning phones could be an important first step to addressing both issues, but the power needs to stay with schools. He says there's still a lot of work to do to address state literacy standards, improve student safety, and increase per-pupil funding.
We don't want to take away local control, but we want to give school districts across Michigan, all 83 counties, a tool to work with.
Governor Whitmer says she would support a ban if passed. For now, the bill is being sent to the House Committee for Education and Workforce. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
In last night's address to Congress, the president's message was loud and clear. He wants Congress to trim as much spending as possible. The House recently passed their budget resolution, which calls for trillions in tax cuts and about a $2 trillion reduction in federal spending over the next 10 years. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports some Republicans are looking to slash spending for health care programs like Medicaid to meet that goal.
Virgin Islands Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett, who sits on the Budget Committee, says the House Budget Resolution bill calls for the Energy and Commerce Committee to cut $880 billion.
And the only program that has money large enough that Energy and Commerce has oversight over to exact such a cut would be in Medicaid. And then some of the other programs, whether that's Medicare or other healthcare programs.
The legislation doesn't specify which programs are on the chopping block, But some Republicans are looking at trimming Medicaid and food aid programs for low-income Americans.
It should be troubling to the people of the Virgin Islands, to our legislature, to our governor, because we know that over 20,000 people in the Virgin Islands rely on Medicaid.
One of the things President Trump campaigned on was securing the border, peace through strength in terms of our military, opening up energy. There was a number of things, and reducing our budget.
Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick says they will look at a variety of areas to meet the president's spending goals. In Pennsylvania alone, about 2.8 million people are enrolled in Medicaid.
What came out of the House was a version of extending the 2017 tax cuts, not necessarily making them permanent. So that'll be an area that we have to spend a lot of time talking about. And they laid out the possibility of cuts in Medicaid, which is one of many areas that will be considered, particularly in the area, and everything should be focused on waste, fraud, and abuse, where there's a big opportunity. That's what DOJ is uncovering, that we do have waste in our government, and the bureaucracy has gotten a little bit out of control.
Plaskett says even if you're not enrolled in Medicaid, it could have an impact on our economy, our state's budgets, and our communities. In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
Your much-needed first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, we'll have more reactions from President Trump's joint address to Congress live from Washington, D.C. And later, we check in with the Marquette County Road Commission to see how they're handling the amount of snow we're receiving today. We'll be right back after this.
I need the excitement. I need the action. I need to show the world how good I am.
Boom! Let the games begin.
Everybody thinks I'm with them. Now what? Awesome.
I like it.
It's do or die.
That is full-blown sabotage.
She feels everything.
The new season of Survivor. CBS tonight, 8/7 Central, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature Made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
If you are suffering from mesothelioma, lung cancer, or pulmonary fibrosis, you may be entitled to compensation, even if you smoked. Call Detroit-based Goldberg, Persky & White, working lawyers for working people for more than 35 years.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget, we're
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
The Shunk's Big Winter Sale. I've expanded our selection of American-made reclining furniture. Every one of these reclining groups come in 20 different fabric choices, and you still get the sale price. Recliners? Wow, we have over 200 recliners in stock for you to choose from. Regular recliners, and power lift recliners, and they're all on sale. We have hundreds of chairs to choose from, high-leg recliners to stress-free chairs with matching ottomans. They're all on sale. Shop Shunks at Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
This major winter storm will continue to be an issue through the evening hours and probably until midnight before it tapers off. Hence, we have a blizzard warning. That's the reddish area here, including Marquette. That goes until 1 o'clock in the morning. In the pinks, where Iron Mountain is, and along closer toward the Wisconsin border, winter storm warnings are in effect, while the purples here are winter weather advisories, including McMillan, Escanaba, and out toward Sault Ste. Marie, or just east of, or just west of Sault Ste. Marie. So a lot going on here, and what we're going to see generally for this evening, blizzard conditions will continue. So again, just stay indoors and enjoy the warmth of the fire perhaps through the evening before things improve later tonight after midnight and through the day on Thursday. And take heart, the milder air is coming back in. That will be by the end of next week. So we're still dealing with gusty winds, 45 to 50 miles an hour through the evening. And as we go past midnight, they'll still be gusting close to 40 miles an hour before gradually tapering off to about 10 to 20 by Thursday night. So we'll have a lot of wind here, causing a lot of blowing snow. Even though it's kind of a wetter snow, we'll have a lot of that blowing snow, whiteout conditions through the evening hours. And the temperatures will continue to be cold. They'll try to go up to near 30, 31 though, by the end of the day on Thursday. That should help improve the road conditions a bit. So Futurecast, again, showing still decent snow bands, but by the time we get past midnight, notice the snow tends to taper off. Still some light snow and flurries around, though, through the early morning hours on Thursday. And then a little sun comes out Thursday later on in the day. Perhaps a few light snow showers for Thursday evening. Friday, perhaps a flake or two of snow. Snowfall outlook from now through midnight, an additional 1 to 3 across from Munising out toward Houghton there, and maybe a little bit more in spots. But out toward Sault Ste. Marie, just a couple of tenths of an inch of additional accumulation. Maybe another half inch from midnight until the end of the day on Thursday. So the rest of the outlook here as we head on into the rest of tonight, we're looking at temperatures dropping down into the upper teens to near 20 degrees overall. And then into tomorrow, high temperatures approach the lower 30s. Still some decent wind, leftover light snow, limited lake effect perhaps from Munising out toward Newberry. And then we're looking at temperatures into the mid-20s on Friday, kind of a cold hit. Of course, we set the clocks ahead as we head toward the upcoming weekend.
Tom, thanks again. There was a lot to digest following the first joint address to Congress of President Donald Trump's second term. WZMQ 19 News Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon is live on Capitol Hill with some key takeaways and reactions from Democrats. Brendan, good evening.
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening to you. Well, President Trump's nearly 1 hour and 45-minute joint address drew a lot of support, a lot of applause and standing ovation from Republicans in Congress, but not so much support from Democrats. Democrats today reacting to the address as they do everything in their power to counter the efforts of the Trump administration while managing a Republican trifecta here in Washington.
America is back.
Tuesday evening, President Donald Trump touted accomplishments during his first 6 weeks in office, including executive action at the southern border.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Trump laid out policy priorities like no tax on tips nor overtime, while also taking frequent jabs at the previous administration.
We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control.
Democrats largely sat in protest, hoisting signs. Others walked out, and some stood up.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
It was kind of a campaign rallying talking point.
Today, Democrats, including Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett, reacting to the address. Plaskett says she was particularly concerned about Trump's Social Security fraud claims.
In terms of people who are 150, 160 years old getting Social Security checks. It's not true.
In the Democratic rebuttal, freshman Senator Alyssa Slotkin said democracy is at risk.
It's at risk when the president decides you can pick and choose what rules you want to follow, when he ignores court orders and the Constitution itself, or when elected leaders stand by and just let it happen.
Kevin, downsizing efforts and the Department of Government Efficiency was a major topic during that address last night. It was also a big topic during Senator Alyssa Slotkin's rebuttal. Slotkin said, quote, "We need a more efficient government, but change doesn't need to be chaotic or make us less safe." Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much as always. It's Girl Scout cookie season. Coming up next on Insights, we're talking with them about what they're offering this year and the benefits for those young entrepreneurs. That conversation's in 2 minutes.
What happens when the world's best journalists come together?
This was an entire building. It will take years to rebuild.
We're from CBS News, American television.
You get the all-new CBS Evening News every weeknight.
This is home. It's our town, it's our song. This is home. This is where we belong. Whoa. Whoa. This is home. Yeah. This is home.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
I thought it was just a rash, but it had a bullseye ring around it. My doctor said it was a tick bite. Luckily, we caught it early.
Ticks found in tall grass around your home can spread Lyme disease and other illnesses, which can lead to chronic health issues. The CDC estimates nearly 500,000 people across the country are diagnosed with Lyme disease each year.
I didn't understand why my brother was having so many asthma flare-ups. Sometimes he couldn't breathe. Turns out a roach problem at home was triggering it.
Allergens left behind by dust mites, roaches, and rodents are a major driver of asthma attacks, especially in children.
When I had a fever, body aches, and fatigue, I never thought it would have been West Nile virus. All it took was a mosquito bite while gardening.
Mosquitoes spread West Nile virus and many other diseases, and they can breed in standing water around your home. Protect your family from pests. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
This is home for CBS, WZMQ 19.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Girl Scout cookie season. Joining us on Insights tonight is Communications Director for Northwestern Great Lakes Girl Scouts, Missy Brozak. Missy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For sure. It is cookie season. Tell us how you guys go about preparing and going about the sales.
Yeah, so we start preparing, late the year prior. Our cookie season actually kicked off in January. So Girl Scouts have been out and about doing their work for the last few weeks. And they're right now getting ready for cookie booths, which will start on Friday. So you'll start seeing girls with cookies on hand out and about in the community.
All right, good deal. So what can you tell us about what they're offering this year? Anything special or regular Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah, most of all of the favorites are kind of in this year's lineup. So we'll have the Thin Mints, peanut butter patties, caramel delights, lemonades, adventurefuls, peanut butter sandwich, and trefoils. And then there's the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip, which is always a favorite. And then this is the last year for the Toastier. So if you're a Toastier fan, we encourage everyone to stock up on those this year.
All right. Thank you very much for the heads up on that. And Missy, this is also a learning experience for the Girl Scouts. So what can you tell us about what they are learning during this whole process?
Yeah, well, so this year's season, or this season's theme is Unbox the Future, which I love. It kind of represents how each box is kind of a step forward for girls to achieve their goals, whether that's to go on a trip or to save up for summer camp. But one of my most favorite parts of the program is just seeing Girl Scouts kind of collaborating, with one another, deciding how they'll go about their cookie sale, how they will use those funds, what they'll do. But almost all Girl Scouts will kind of come together and find a way to give back to the community. So they're also, it's kind of a way of thanking their customers for supporting them. They're looking for ways to give back as well.
Excellent. And I'm sure many of us out there are wondering how they can go about getting the cookies. So what can you tell us about for the people who want them?
Yeah, so we encourage anyone who knows a Girl Scout to reach out to them or to look for them in your community. There are options for you to order online. But, we really want Girl Scouts to have any opportunity possible to hone those skills and, work one-on-one with their customers and, tell them their goals and tell them why they're part of the cookie program. But if you don't know a Girl Scout, you can go to girlscoutcookies.org and put in your zip code, and that will give you a cookie booth that would be closest to you. So you may find a cookie booth at your local department store or grocery store.
Excellent. And as far as the money that is raised through the cookie sales, what can you tell us? How far does that go?
Yeah, so we kind of talk about it in like how the cookie crumbles. So Girl Scout cookies are $6 per package this year. And kind of once we pay the baker for the cookies and those expenses, then the money is kind of broken down into part of it going back to girls directly in incentives for the number of cookies that they sold. Funds will go directly into troop accounts for them to choose how they would like to use that, whether it's for travel or activities or just for their monthly troop meetings. Some of it goes back to the council to support Girl Scout camps and properties. A lot of it goes into our financial assistance program, which allows us to offer Girl Scouts to any girl who maybe can't afford it for financial barriers or any reason. We want to make it accessible to them. So, but the best part is it all stays local. So any Girl Scout cookie purchase from a local Girl Scout will stay here with Girl Scouts of the Northwestern Great Lakes.
Excellent. And last question for you, Missy. Favorite Girl Scout cookie for you?
Mine switches every year between caramel delights and peanut butter patties. But this year, peanut butter patties is taking the lead.
All right, I'll have to try them out. Missy, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks again. Have a good day.
You too. Tomorrow, it's Restaurant Week in downtown Marquette. We'll talk with the DDA about what customers can expect. That conversation's tomorrow only on 19 News Insights, and we will be right back.
I cannot believe this is real life.
My logical brain just shut down.
We're going in for first.
Don't you give up.
Is everybody ready to race? Yeah! This season, there are more surprises than ever before.
You're amazing, Alyssa. You okay, Alyssa?
Let's go, babe.
The Amazing Race. New season begins CBS tonight, 9:30, 8:30 Central, and streaming on Paramount+.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve. Call 800-203-3198.
Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Entyvio, relief, remission for real.
Entyvio, Entyvio, Entyvio.
This is extreme crime.
To catch him, they'll use every trick in the book.
We were operating against ghosts, and ghosts are tough to find.
Top investigators and police use the latest forensic science to uncover the truth and solve real cases. The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
Welcome back, everyone. Heavy blizzard conditions have made Marquette County roads a little difficult and dangerous to travel today. The Marquette County Road Commission and their crews are working day and night to keep the roads and highways safely plowed. The Road Commission maintains over 1,000 miles of roads throughout the county. It takes roughly 24 hours to plow all of the primary and local roads. With storms like today, they say it's best to stay safe at home if possible in order to make way for plow crews.
Today the traffic's down, that helps us a lot, and if people can stay home, that's great. Give us room to do our job, and give yourself a little extra time to get where you need to be.
The county will diligently continue to plow throughout the remainder of the storm. In honor of Women's History Month, WZMQ 19 is highlighting a female-owned business throughout the UP. Here's John Truitt with a story of a business sure to brighten your day.
For over 50 years, the name Forsberg has been associated with something beautiful: flowers. Forsberg Flowers is one of the original female-owned and operated businesses in Marquette. Founded in 1971 by matriarch Gail Forsberg, whose budding flower shop has grown and evolved through the years, but has always had a woman at the helm. Gail's granddaughter, Sarah, is proud of her trailblazing grandmother.
Because at that point in time, a woman-owned flower shop was not, a woman-owned business, period, was not a thing.
Sarah, who took over the business from her mother, learned some very important life lessons in this flower shop.
My grandmother, what I learned from her the most is just the strong independence, and don't tell yourself you can't do it, because you can.
Along with tenacity, Sarah also learned the value of respect.
You had to command the respect because it was hard. It wasn't easy. So she very much taught me that, respect your elders, respect others, but you also deserve the respect.
A florist has a lifelong relationship with her customers, one that echoes the highs and lows of their lives.
We see you through your life, and we become family with you. And then we also say goodbye to the ones that have become family.
Her advice to any woman starting her own business?
I'd say that's the biggest thing, the advice. Do not be afraid to reach out for guidance.
Forsberg Flowers is now owned by family friend Erica Cantola, who will carry on the legacy started so long ago by grandmother Gail. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Last March, an African spurred tortoise escaped from his Schoolcraft County home. Nearly 1 year later, he's set to star in his second book. Yoda the tortoise developed a large fan base following his escape and daring journey back home in the UP winter. Yoda's Upper Adventure Summer Fun tells the story of the community he's made since then, from hosting meet and greets to attending the UP State Fair and even including coloring pages.
I'm getting stopped everywhere, left and right, is how is Yoda? How is Yoda? How's he doing? And he's doing great. And I just want people to see how well he's done since 1 year ago. They've just helped even keep me in a better spirit, knowing that this just could have went really bad, and it didn't.
Yoda's Upper Adventure Summer Fun will be released on March 11th, and we'll have details on how to order a copy on WZMQ19.com. Now don't go away, Tom DeVecchio gives us an idea of how much more snow is heading our way and a final look at weather when we come back.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
Woohoo! Gambling ads are getting pretty hard to ignore.
Bet now.
Free bet.
Bet now. Free bet. Bet for free. Bet. Free bet. Free bet. Free bet.
If you choose to gamble, make sure you play it safe. For tips that will help, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board.
The Shunk's Big Winter Sale. I've expanded our selection of American-made reclining furniture. Every one of these reclining groups come in 20 different fabric choices, and you still get the sale price. Recliners? Wow, we have over 200 recliners in stock for you to choose from. Regular recliners, power recliners, and power lift recliners, and they're all on sale. We have hundreds of chairs to choose from, high-leg recliners to stress-free chairs with matching ottomans. They're all on sale. Shop Shunks at Marquette today.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Top 10 miracle finishes, top 10 comebacks. The 10 greatest women in sports. Want to see who's number one? Watch all the way to the end of the show. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist. counting down the top 10 of everything in sports. Only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Snowfall for the rest of this evening into tonight. An additional 3, maybe 4 from Marquette toward Munising. Smaller amounts toward the Wisconsin border here. But we still have some gusty winds and still potential for whiteouts and blizzard-like conditions through the evening hours before things start to taper off after midnight. Then we're left with some improving weather for Thursday. A little bit of light snow possible early. Cold on Friday. Warming up for the weekend as you set your clocks ahead an hour when you go to bed Saturday night. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thank you very much. And that's all we have for right now. Everyone, if you are going out tonight, if you need to, please drive safe out there. We'll see you again at 11:10 Central.